Today's topic is the 5 love languages. Why is it important to know the 5 love languages? And what are yours and what are others? Because this brings you closer to the other people and also make you understand the dynamic, the relationship with others. Let me start with the first one. One of the love language of the 5 is service. Some people wouldn't actually feel it as love when someone is serving you, right? Back in the 70s, 80s, when I was a child, and then the mothers were also working besides the fathers. So they had the full job, and then besides that, running the household, doing everything, washing, cleaning, cooking, besides working. So you can imagine that kind of life when the mother was so occupied and so exhausted from the daily routines and trying to serve and have everybody in the family, that they had no extra energy for other outcomes, right? To expressions, more expressions. So back in those days, it was very common that the people used service as their love language. They showed with their dedication, with their giving, with their service, with their physical approaches to show you how much they care about you, how much they love you, basically. But if you were in a position where you didn't understand this love language, might you just felt those people are just doing this so you can stay alive, but it's not love. Especially if you have a different love language, which is completely the opposite of service. Let's say your love language is physical touch. That's the second love language I want to get into, which is more obvious, right? When you hug someone, when you pet someone, you actually holding someone, that's the physical touch. So when you do that, it's very obvious that is actually love expression. But with service, it can just show you that that person is always busy, always doing things and not spending time with you, or not actually even having the capacity to hug you or come close to you and actually to feel that calm and peace what a hug can provide, because they are so much in the doing. So there are this type of people who are in the doing energy, and they are the service people who's providing love through service. But you need to understand them. You need to understand their way and acknowledge their love, because otherwise you're gonna have this lack feeling. And the other way, if you are a hugging person and a person who loves physical attention, then you can actually show them that way as well, while they want the service. So you actually also needs to give them service. Otherwise, might they don't feel loved, right? Might for them, you go there and hug them is not the same way as you for giving them a meal, for example, or cleaning their home. You know what I'm saying? So this is creating a lot of contradiction in relationships, in family dynamics, in any kind of partnerships. Is really huge what's going on, what actually created in this space because of not knowing each other's love languages, not acknowledging. The next one I wanted to express is the gift. Some people think like, or is like someone is having a love language as a gift, that maybe that person is like just want material things, right? Maybe that person is just a material person and they don't really love you, or they don't really care about you. They only happy if you buy them something. And guess what? This is a natural love language, gift. So there are people who feel loved when they receive gifts. This can be any tiny one. It's a little piece of plastic. Doesn't need to be a diamond ring. It can be anything. But those people feel loved when you bring them something, even a little thing, And that's for them is bigger love than hugging them or than service, So that kind of people needs those attention. And of course, it takes more of your money than just a hug, but as I said, you can come with little things as well. So the next one is actually the affirmation. Some people love to hear positive affirmations about them, like, oh, you are so beautiful, oh, you look so great, oh, I just love when you do this and that. So these kind of affirmations can bring the feeling to someone, love feelings, like, oh, that person must love me when he's saying these positive things about me. And some people say it's like, that person is actually just making it up, maybe it's not true, maybe it depends. If you are the person who are the love language is affirmation, you take it truly. If you are the person whose love language is maybe physical touch or service, you don't like affirmations, you feel like maybe you are threatened or maybe it's fake, so it's so important to know what is the person who you're approaching, either in business or personal life, what's their love languages. And how do you know? You ask questions, you find out from other people like who know them better, or you just try little things, you just try 1 or 2 or 3 of those kind of love languages. You bring a gift, you see their reactions, you actually do the service, see the reaction, and you got to figure out like what actually brought them the biggest happiness or feel love, or you can see it on them, what make them feel better. So we talked about, so the first was the service, then we talked about gift, and then we talked about physical touch and affirmations, and the 5th one is actually quality time. I believe quality time is what many people actually requires or need. That's when they feel more connected, when they can actually express themselves about their things, they can talk about themselves, they see that the other person is interested in their life, what they do, what they play with, what they actually create. So there are people who loves quality time, but there are people who doesn't. So pay attention. If you are the person who's a quality time person, who actually shows love and takes like feel loved through quality time, and you have a partner who's actually love physical touch, but they're not into quality time too much, then it's again can be a bit difficult to show love to each other, because then you need to learn that you need to show physical touch for the other person, but the other person also needs to give their time, and then realize that, oh yeah, I need to spend time with that person so they feel loved, otherwise they won't. It's really hard to actually cooperate all of these things, especially even if you have children and they need to learn each other's love languages like siblings, otherwise it's also going to be lots of fights and lots of misunderstanding. And that's how it actually happens when siblings grow up in negative communication and with negative emotions towards each other, because they don't understand each other's love languages. So it's very important to bring this up and talk about it or figure it out, and then actually tell to each other's like, look, her love language is this, so it would be nice if you could do those kind of things to her, or her language is that. So, and also as I said, in relationship with your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or wife, like to know their love language and actually fulfill it, and actually use that to create a bond, a better bond and a better relationship. And also in business, same thing. If you have a business partner or a colleagues, if you want a better bond, a trustworthy relationship, then you actually can integrate the love languages into the communication, into the relationship in business as well. It's going to bring you much more success, you will see. So if you like this video, please subscribe because I upload daily, and see you next time.